The Italian Stallion knew a little something about grinding it out during pain. Today, the Collegiate Rugby Championships bring the pain. Who will make it work? We have a player down. Big clean out. And Hayes is still down.
Day three, I mean, it's definitely rough.
Physically, you're pretty stiff.
When you feel like you got hit by a freight train.
Your legs feel like jello mixed with bricks.
Sunburn, just everything hurts.
Your body's exhausted, your mind is exhausted. It takes a lot out of you.
But when that first whistle blows for your first match of the day, it all washes away.
All right, we're here now, and this is it. Everything hinges on the performance today. This is the day we've been living for, so.
Why not get up and give it all you got on the final day?
You got to be able to get out of bed. You got to want to go out in that field and do it all over again.
Get it done, no excuses.
So if you're not ready for the third day, you're not mentally and physically prepared, you're playing the wrong sport.
Welcome to PPL Park on the outskirts of Philadelphia. We have made it to Championship Sunday for the 2013 Collegiate Rugby Championship. Life University from Marietta, Georgia. Student enrollment of just 2,500, but one of the best rugby squads in the world. And the venerable Cal Bears, under Jack Clark's watch, they are set to go. Can they bring a title back to Berkeley? Alongside the former captain of the USA Sevens, Brian Hightower, I'm Todd Harris. Marty Snyder will be joining us down on the field. Welcome to Championship Sunday. Rugby Sevens, it is a brutal sport, but nothing more brutal than the third and final day of the tournament. What do you got left?
Well, the team that's going to win this is probably the deepest bench, because there's so many guys who are hurt right now for all of these teams. And, you know, you got to get up on day three and you just got to keep going. You switch off the mind and you just go. And some of these teams are programmed to do that. Cal, Life, they're going to get it done. Navy, they're used to some pain too.
We'd have great coverage for the last 2 days throughout this tournament. This is Championship Sunday. Give us some stars or some names to watch here as we enter the Final Four.
A lot of great players here, but you got to look out for Life University. You got Colton Carriaga and Cam Dolan, but one of the guys who's not getting a whole lot of press, Joe Calley's got 5 tools and he can use them all. And then Cal, tons of weapons there as well. Look for you know, a guy named Jake Anderson.
He's very strong indeed for Jack Kelly's squad, the Cal Bears. They have been close many times, but they have not taken home the title. They're looking to do it this year. Coming up, we'll have semifinal number 1. It'll be the Cal Bears taking on the UCLA Bruins, who have gone undefeated so far in this tournament. It's a Pac-12 affair when we return to Philadelphia.
Rugby has come leaps and bounds at UCLA. Since Scott got here, he's really helped the program build into what it is today.
We put in a lot of work over the last 10 years rebuilding this program. This is a byproduct of that rebirth.
I know a lot of work has gone in over the last couple of years from the coaching staff and the players to just try and get onto this sort of stage, and now we've got the opportunity. It would be amazing for us to take it.
Crispin, American Hard Cider, proud sponsors of USA Rugby.
Klondike's 5 seconds to glory. Paul versus the dreaded Death Circle.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
The Reaper preys on the unprepared. So be prepared with Prestone's patented anti-corrosion coolant formula. Cheat the death of your car. Prestone it.
The USA Sevens Collegiate Rugby Championship is brought to you by Crispin America Hard Cider, proud sponsor of USA Rugby. By Subway, enjoy avocado on your favorites during avocado season at Subway. and by Prestone. Prestone it. And a quick primer to Rugby 7's the rules. 7 players per team, 7-minute halves, no forward passing, no blocking. A try is awarded when you cross, and that's 5 points, 2 points for the conversion. No school has won more rugby national championships than Cal, and no Cal rugby coach has more wins than that man, the renowned Jack Clark.
Coach Clark took a very good Cal program that had already achieved greatness and made it even better.
As a coach, he's taught me a great deal, especially about what it takes to win in big games and high-pressure situations.
The way he carries himself, he's a great leader. It's not always through his words, but through his actions.
Semi-final number 1 to decide who goes to the championship. Now, these are 2 programs that know each other oh so well, but Brian, safe to say no love lost between the Cal Bears and the UCLA Bruins?
No, either one would love to knock off the other, and especially UCLA. They got that kind of underdog tag coming into this one. Cal's got so many weapons. Pay attention to Seamus Kelly, of course, a 3-time captain of this Cal Bears team right there in front of you. And he's the only player ever to play for Cal in 131 years of rugby to wear that captain's jersey 3 times. And Danny Barrett, number 3, he's a big forward, and he's been getting around the park, and he is a bruiser.
So both these teams undefeated in play as we check in on the field with Marty Snyder.
With Scott Stewart, the head coach for UCLA. Scott, this is the program you've modeled your team after to build up to. Sense any nerves from the guys at all?
Well, I think we're a little bit nervous, but I think that'll wear off as soon as the ball's in play, and we're looking forward to this opportunity to play Cal.
If you can win, would this be the biggest win in program history?
It would be the biggest win in our program's history since I've been around, yes.
Some big words. I asked him a moment ago. I said, how do you play against Cal? He said, we play our best against Cal, Todd.
All right, we are set to go. Semi-final number 1. The winner moves on to the championship. As we've said before, neither of these teams have lost so far in this tournament. UCLA making their series debut here at the CRC. Their last meeting came in November of last year, and Cal won 17-5. But I'll tell you what, you talk to anyone in the stands here at PPL Park, and they will say UCLA has been the most exciting team to watch, not because they got past the 2-time defending champions in Dartmouth, but just the way they play the game.
They've had a few cliffhanger games that have just gotten the crowd on their feet, and emotional edge to UCLA here. The crowd is definitely going to be on their side, as you'll hear anytime they get a chance to cross the line.
So settle in, folks. Give us 20 minutes, and we will give you a new love of this game. Rugby 7 Semi-1 underway. Cal and UCLA.
Brad Harrington goes up high for that kickoff, comes up a little gimpy. He's knocked the ball on. Total commitment in the air, and that's a scary thing to do. You get up as high as you can jump in the air, and you get your body under that ball, and you don't know what's going to happen underneath you.
First scrum of the match, we'll listen in.
Touch, set, early push, early push.
So an early push by the Cal Bears. It means it's a quick start now for UCLA. And get a look at that man. Not large in size, but I'll tell you what, Mr. Penny, Grant Penny, listed at 5'4", pocket Hercules, and this kid is special. We had a little rain earlier in the day. The pitch may be a little slippery, but Marty's been reporting that it's let up, so we should be good to go. And here come the Cal Bears in a great position.
Andre Coquillard just unloaded the ball, and you got to get up in Seamus Kelly's face, and that's what happens there. A knock-on.
Knock-on is when you have possession of the ball, Brian, and knock the ball forward, obviously.
Check out Penny, 5'4", and that may be a little bit on the high side. He says maybe it's more like 5'3", but I tell you what, he plays like he is 6 feet tall, and really the game-winning play from him to keep the ball alive in that semifinal against Dartmouth.
Knock on, Dan.
Earlier today in the quarterfinals, UCLA was trailing by 5 to Dartmouth, the 2-time defending champions, when they came up with a fantastic play. Grant Penny triggered the offense. They put it through the 2-point conversion, and they knock off Dartmouth, sending them back home.
Seb Sharp with the ball in his hands. He's been exciting with some space in front of him. Oh, kick ahead, and that's a great play. Beautiful beautiful bounce. Harrington can't catch him.
And it's Race Noldner who puts it down for the first try of the match.
Well, if you want to beat Cal, you got to get creative. And look at Seb Sharp. Lays this ball out perfectly. Look at the bounce. Straight into Noldner's hands. Beautiful try to open the scoring. UCLA, can it be their day? Unbelievable start.
Here comes the two-point conversion. The ball comes straight out from where the downward pressure was applied, so this should not be that difficult of a two-point conversion.
Money. Well,
so Race Noldner, the sophomore from Green Bay, Wisconsin, travels out to Westwood, and he puts the Bruins on top. Is that called a fortuitous bounce?
Just beautiful.
Collegiate! Collegiate!
But a mistake there by the Bruins.
Free kick in the center.
Ball has to travel 10 meters on the kick.
Apologies to Andrew Wilson there, who was the try scorer for the Bruins.
Release.
Great try.
One of the traditions, I guess, of some of these teams is they wait till championship Sunday and say, you know what, fellas, let's switch our jerseys up a bit.
Release 3. Tackle assist, release.
So here's Cal trying to answer back, ball stripped from behind.
10 meters.
Fans not happy with that calls. We'll send it down on the field to Marty Snyder.
Well, that's boos from everybody in this arena except for the Cal fans, because all the other fans are pulling for UCLA. About 30 years ago, UCLA was a premier program in the country, but now they've had to catch up to Cal. They're doing their best, Todd.
And a try for the Bears.
Danny Barrett slams one home. You can hear this crowd. They are partial.
Well, there's a little bit of backstory in that as well, as we get a look at Danny Barrett one more time. Great draw in, and Barrett gets his 5th try of the tournament.
Seamus Kelly draws a couple defenders and just keeps that ball available.
And we're knotted up at 7.
And the reason, Todd, we saw such a reaction from the crowd is yesterday Cal played Temple and put 50 points on them. And the crowd a little upset that they were beating down the hometown team. Thought they were maybe piling it on a little bit, and Cal didn't have a lot of fans in the stadium to begin with.
And post-match, Jack Clark telling our Marty Snyder, he says, you know, we just played till the official stopped the game, and that's what my boys did. And it was, I think it was when there was stoppage time, and Cal went ahead and put another try on the board, and Temple just got pummeled. Fans here not really happy with that. So a turnover again by UCLA, and back comes Seamus. Famous Seamus leading the offense. Cal looking for their 2nd try of the match. All knotted up at 7.
Great hit on Danny Barrett there. That's the way you got to control him. You got to get physical. Seb Sharp comes up. Jake Anderson fighting for extra yards.
And numbers on the outside. Easy try for the Cal Bears. 5 more.
Danny Barrett gets a 2nd, and that, you know, just a kind of a attrition there at the end. You suck in a couple extra defenders.
Let's get the next.
Collegiate, don't know if it was forward or not. It looked a little bit marginal, but doesn't matter if that referee doesn't say it.
There you go.
Well, Danny Barrett on this field is a beast anywhere, but you get him on one-on-one situation on the outside, and no one wants any of that.
Yeah, it's been one of the players of this tournament. Nothing flashy from Barrett, but just such great feet for a big man. 6'3", 220 out of Pacifica, California. His 2nd try of the game, and really a handful.
So conversion attempt no good. 12-7, Cal on top of UCLA after the Bruins went up early. Final seconds ticking away here. Now the clock will go to 0. The official will stop the half, though, when the ball goes into touch or a turnover.
Back.
Ball goes backwards.
Grant Penny. Dangerous pass from Penny. Now they throw it deep. UCLA just trying to get out of this hole. Getting around the corner, and he gets dragged into touch.
Great tackle there by Andrew Battaglia to end this half.
First half comes to a conclusion. We've got 7 more minutes to play to find out which of these two teams will advance to the championship. Will it be Jack Clark's Golden Bears of Cal or Scott Stewart's UCLA Bruins? Stick around. We'll have the second half when we return to Philadelphia.
Just months out of retirement, Gary Stevens rides Oxbow towards another victory in the final chapter of the Triple Crown. Coverage begins Friday at 4 on the NBC Sports Network, leading up to the Belmont Stakes Saturday at 5 on NBC.
It's the toughest obstacle course on Earth, and thousands have failed to tame it. Now, the world's most elite athletes will try to do what only 3 have. Did you see that? A new season of American Ninja Warrior comes to NBC July 1st.
You want to save money on car insurance? No problem. You want to save money on RV insurance? No problem. You want to save money on motorcycle insurance? No problem. You want to find a place to park all these things? Forget about it. This is New York.
Hey, little guy, wake up!
Oh, come off it, Mike.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
These days, internet has become a necessity for people. That's why I do my best to make sure their internet is reliable.
During the storm, it was really great that we had Fios because we really didn't miss a beat.
Immediately after the power came back on, I was able to video chat with my mom and reassure her that I was safe.
My in-laws didn't have the internet when the power came back up. They're switching right now because of that reason.
Fiber optics is more reliable because we actually run the fiber right to your house. No one else is going to beat that.
When you need a network you can count on, you want Verizon Fios. Fios brings 100% fiber optic power right to your door. That's why it delivers America's fastest, most reliable internet with no usage caps. Plus, you'll get unbeatable TV picture quality. So switch to a Fios Triple Play online for $89.99 a month, guaranteed for 2 years. Plus, get $200 back and a multi-room DVR free for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. That's a value of $440. Don't miss your chance to get this incredible deal. Visit Verizon.com/YFios today. Upgrading to Verizon Fios for America's fastest, most reliable internet? That's powerful.
It's the Yankees and Red Sox tonight on Mic'd Up.
After a minor infraction like a knock-on, the non-offending team is awarded a scrum. The 3 front row forwards from each team, the big guys, will get together and contest for the ball. On the referee's cadence, the scrum half will feed the ball through the tunnel. The hooker, the man in the middle, will strike the ball. The scrum half will take it and deliver it to the team in open play. Crouch. Touch. Set. Ball is won at the back, and away it goes.
(12-7) here at halftime. Cal has retaken the lead. Your guys got down early. Jack, how did they get back into it?
Well, we played a little bit better defense. UCLA really holds their defensive structure really well. They're a hard team to break down. We've played them a couple times, so you got to look after the ball and you got to be patient.
But as he told me, I know here in the second half, UCLA is going to make a run. Going to be an exciting one, Todd.
All right, thank you very much, Marty. 7 minutes to go in this one. The winner moves on to our championship game between either Life or Navy. That game coming up in our second semifinal.
Bennett, White.
All right, Brian Hightower, you are the man with the knowledge. If you're UCLA, what are you telling your boys? What do you do to get back to how UCLA's played the first 3 or 4 games of this tournament?
I think you got to keep playing high-risk rugby, getting right up in the face of these of the passes in this back line.
Nice piece of running there by Jake Anderson, who's been a star for Cal all week long.
And you can't miss tackles if you're UCLA. On the same side, UCLA's got some weapons as well, so Cal's got to keep playing. They're only up by 5, but Danny Barrett, as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, you got to respect him. 3rd try on the day.
Young man that prepped at Sacred Heart out of Pacifica, California. He has been just a workhorse for the Cal Bears.
The 3rd of the Barrett boys to come through this Cal program.
2 hat tricks in the tournament for Danny Barrett.
Out of the way, please.
7 tries in total over the last 3 days. Well, when you got a guy like that, that takes so much pressure off the guy that most people signal on or sign on is Seamus Kelly. You just lock on Seamus, and Danny Barrett's really been the guy that's been doing the damage.
Oh, that's kind of the Seamus Kelly effect. You got to respect him with multiple guys. Great kick there by number 10, Russell Webb.
So Russell Webb punches it through for the 2-point conversion. Watch this again. Position, head down, nothing fancy. Boom.
You're not going to stop that freight train from getting to the station, really. And Danny Barrett, deceptively quick. He's got great top-end speed for a big man, great feet. It's kind of like having a 225-pound wing out there. Oh, huge hit from Kelly.
6'3", 220 goes Danny Barrett. Now UCLA back to what they do well. High pace, as you pointed out, high risk, high reward rugby. Ball taken away. On the infraction, though, it'll stay with the Bruins.
Penalty, it's got to go quickly here. UCLA in a little bit of trouble, still time, 4:28 on the clock, and they can score 2 tries and get right back into this, but they got to do something right now.
When you have a semifinal or a quarterfinal, excuse me, like UCLA did against the 2-time defending champions in Dartmouth, where they won on the conversion as time expired, does that emotionally take a bit out of you? Do you think they gave it their all, obviously, in that game, but did maybe coming up a little short on the tank?
Well, they were out on their feet at the end of that game, and you could tell that they just needed every ounce that was left to win. And yeah, it does, Todd.
Grant Penny with the ball, triggering the offense. UCLA trying to get to the edges with numbers.
Seb Sharp, such a great play. Penny.
Smallest man on the field, Grant Penny taking down. Good tackle by Andrew Battaglia in the open field.
It's a high tackle on Grant Penny. It's so hard to get low enough to tackle him.
With the dummy, Penny dumps it off. UCLA at the door, and the try for the Bruins.
Seb Sharp crosses the line for UCLA. English-born. Played his rugby at the Cranley School with Harry Adolphus from Cal. Watch Penny go. Such a big motor on this kid, and a high tackle there. Leads to a Seb Sharp try. Not out of it yet.
So Battaglia on the high tackle triggers the offense for UCLA. The 2-point conversion is up and good. So with 2:42 remaining in this one, it is a 19-14 Cal advantage. Remember, tries were 5 points. Here it is one more time.
Great job. Wilson pops it up. Seb Sharp in the support there.
Sharp, the freshman from England, the team's top scorer. Fortunately goes by the nickname of Seabass.
In the air.
Well, the ball was swatted by number 3, Pierre Coupron. And instead he hits Barrett in the head, and the referee doesn't like what he saw. I thought he was competing for the ball. I thought it was maybe just a little bit of bad luck.
Right up the middle.
There goes Barrett. Watch him operate. Russell Webb, wow, great skills on the foot.
Wow. High-level rugby.
Wow. Now that was a beautiful piece of skill work by Russell Webb. Knew he couldn't reach it with his hands. Reaches out with the foot instead. Chips it forward.
Reminder, language.
Wins the race to the line.
Russell Webb, the 5'7", 169-pound freshman out of Hong Kong, now playing his rugby for the Cal Golden Bears, and a beautiful piece of chip and run.
Yeah, boy! Yeah! Woo!
Jack Clark pretty excited about this one.
Huge try and huge conversion. 26-14. The Cal Bears are that much closer going to the championship. 55 seconds remain. Clock stop now as we're inside a minute. And Jack Clark, I think, can breathe a little bit easier now.
Absolutely, as Jake Anderson takes the kicking duties. This is the thing. Russell Webb just comes off the bench. Brad Harrington's already on the bench.
This is a mistake.
Play on.
They'll play the advantage, though. Ball has to travel 10 meters. UCLA has the advantage, so they go for it. And here we go. They're going to try their own little piece of chipping and running. Nice.
Nick Boyer looking for great tackle by Boyer to save that try.
And it goes into touch.
Touch in goal is what that is.
Time off.
Boyer carries it in.
Touch in goal.
It'll be a 5-meter scrum.
Scrum.
To UCLA.
Okay.
They got to score twice in 27 seconds, but the clock is going to stop in this last minute.
Time will restart on the scrum.
Is that clock right?
So Anderson delivers a pass, and no one's really looking for it.
Okay. Mark, guys, right on the 5. Back up, please.
Mark up here, boys.
Here we are.
The decision there was since Nick Boyer carried the ball into
Time will
touch.
start on the scrum. Crouch.
When he was in goal, it'll be a scrum here.
Oh, and UCLA can't execute the scrum. And Cal takes it away, and now Cal can just run it out, but Jake Anderson says, why not get more? What a run by Jake Anderson!
Oh, that is...
6'2", 193 pounds, and the young man from Tiburon, California, boom!
Anderson waits for Grant Penny to lunge and then just hurdles him.
Got
Looks
nothing.
like Lolo Jones there over the top.
This might be the play of the tournament. Leaves Grant Penny